But I'm also a film student, and I geeked. And I know that because I'm a film student.
And you what?
I geeked. I looked at the camera.
Ah.
My name is Maegan McCoy, and I'm an artist. I'm a film student, so I would say I probably know more from a theory lens. My art history is not the best. I kind of stopped at French modernism, so I don't have a lot of contemporary art. But I know a lot about film, which only exists post-modern era, so I guess I'm caught up. I mostly do drawing and painting, but I'm more of a multimedia artist. This is like a ceramic vessel. It's completely enclosed, but before it was, slips of paper with stuff written on it was put into it, and it's meant to burn them, but it's not being fully fired. It's just getting hot enough to burn the paper. I want to make a cast of a porcelain hammer. Ceramics, because it sort of goes against its intended purpose, which I think is interesting, because a hammer is something that is supposed to be strong, while porcelain is thought of as something more delicate, especially considering that because it has to be fired, that it would be hollow. It's anti-functional. I think maybe my fungus succession has something to do with the fact that I had head fungus at one point, and I believe that I got it in France, so I guess I was turning into a French cheese, because I was growing like a brie rind on my head. Though the best cheese is not made in France, it's made in Central Point, Oregon, which is near where I'm from. They made the best blue cheese in the world, and then it eventually won the best cheese in the world, so they beat France. I think it's great because the Road Creamery is just across the street from, like, a car mechanic, and it's by the side of a freeway. And so you'll just see, like, smoking cars across the street while you eat the best cheese in the world. Though I cannot have it, so I guess I could say that I've stopped eating cheese because I've just had the best in the world, so everything else now is a disappointment. I think vegan cheese is interesting, because most of it's not that good, but it can still be prepared in the same way, like fermented. I would like to make vegan cheese. I have a SCOBY for kombucha, and I've made some sourdough starter, although it's really hungry. I went through a bread phase, but I'm kind of past it now, so I have this sourdough starter that's hanging on for dear life. I am interested in natural processes like fermentation and fungi, sort of multidisciplinary practice. I tried foraging, but I'm allergic to everything, so I ended up having to take a lot of Benadryl because I would get itchy if I just touched the wrong thing. Not even eating them, I'd just get allergies. Oh, I've been interested in like textiles and fiber arts, so I tried making like a rug with punch needles because it's easier than like using like a loom. It's like a sort of, it's like cheating embroidery because it uses you're not really like threading, you're not really like it's all based on tension, so nothing is actually, there's no loops or anything really, like it's not actually tangled, it's just based on the tension, so it's weird. It's just like it has to be made with like a sort of like monk's cloth, so it's like a grid pattern, and then then you punch the yarn through, and so it just stays there, and so it just stays in between the fibers. but it's not like crossing around any of the fibers of the fabric. It's just based on the tension. I took a painting class this summer, and my art instructor, he said, a fast thinker or a slow thinker, you should paint fast or paint slow. So I think I'm mostly a fast thinker, so I should paint fast. I draw fast, but I need to learn to paint fast. I think I run into trying to make it look better, but it just ends up looking contrived. So I guess I need to be more impulsive. That's also how I cook. That's why I can't bake. But I've learned that you can cheat a little bit with bread, because it's so simple. You usually get something edible if you cook it enough, even if it's not quite perfect. Boogie Wonderland, dance, da-da-da-da. Boogie Wonderland. They like the sofa for a penguin. Da-da-da-da-da. I like the Happy Feet version of Boogie Wonderland.
Your pooper sound.
It's too good for its own good.